Alexandria, 30 BC. The harbor is silent. In the distance, 300 Roman ships block the horizon. Inside the palace, the lights are dim. Mark Antony is dead. The Egyptian army has dissolved. And outside the heavy bronze doors of the royal mausoleum, soldiers loyal to a man named Octavian are waiting. Cleopatra is trapped, but she is not being hunted for her life. She is being guarded. Octavian has sent word. She will be spared. She will live. Her children will be safe. It is an offer of mercy that no rational leader would refuse. It is the chance to survive the fall of an empire. And yet, within 72 hours, the most powerful woman in the world will make a choice that leaves Octavian screaming in rage. To understand why she rejected mercy and chose death, you have to understand the one thing Rome valued more than gold. You have to understand the trap. Could Octavian have spared her? Could there have been a quiet retirement in the Roman villa? Strategically, no. And Cleopatra knew it. You see, Egypt was not just another conquest. It was the breadbasket of the ancient world. Its grain supply stabilized empires, its wealth funded legions. For Octavian, Egypt was the key to total control over Rome. Leaving Cleopatra alive meant leaving a rallying symbol, a living, breathing focus for a future rebellion. Rome did not just win wars, they eliminated risks, and as the Metropolitan Museum of Art notes, Cleopatra's political intelligence made her the ultimate risk. Dead monarchs do not inspire armies. Octavian needed her gone, but he needed her to disappear after she served a purpose. He did not want a martyr. He wanted a defeated prisoner. Rome did not simply defeat its enemies. It consumed them. A captured monarch was a resource. They were preserved and transported across the sea because in Rome, victory was not a fact until it was a spectacle. Roman triumph was state theater. The streets would be suffocating, citizens leaning from balconies, trumpets blasting, incense thick. First, the spoils are paraded, gold from her temples, weapons from her soldiers, and then, the main event, the prisoners, chained, dressed in their royal silks to emphasize their foreignness. Their crowns still on their heads, but their hands in iron. Behind them rode the general, his face painted red like the god Jupiter, while the crowd roared. But the roar was not for the king's life, it was for his disappearance. What happened after the applause? When the parade ended, the kings were led away to the Tullianum, a stone chamber carved into the darkness beneath the Capitoline hill. No light, no ceremony. This is where the ritual ended. Not with a sword, but with a cord, silently, in the dark. This was the fate of Vercingetorix, the king of the Gauls, kept alive for 6 years just for one afternoon of chains before he was strangled in the damp silence. For a Roman cellar, Cleopatra looked at Octavian's offer of mercy, and she did not see a future. She saw the Tullianum. She saw the chains. She saw the eyes of the Roman mob looking at her children, spoils. Cleopatra understood power, but more importantly, she understood narrative. If she lived, Rome would define her forever as the captive woman who broke. But she could find a way to exit the stage before the parade began. She would deny Rome its climax. On a 10th, of guards allowed a peasant into the mausoleum, a simple gift of fruit. They did not check the bottom of the basket. When Octavian's men finally burst through the doors, they did not find a prisoner. They found a queen. She was seated on her golden throne, dressed in her full pharaonic regalia. Her crown was set. Her eyes were closed. She had bypassed the Via Sacra. She had bypassed the Tullianum. When Octavian finally held his triumph in Rome, the centerpiece was missing. In her place, he had to parade a wax statue, substitute, a fake. Cleopatra chose her ending because she knew that in history, the one who controls the exit controls the story. She did not just escape Rome. She executed a strategic withdrawal that has lasted 2,000 years. Her realm conquered the land. It took the gold, it claimed the grain. But it could not parade a queen who refused to stand in chains. If you want to see how the ancient world's greatest icons fought their final battles, subscribe.